YouTube, it's Tracy from Entrepreneur Girl, and today is Tracy's Tuesday Tips, and we're going to be talking about Thanksgiving week and what you should be doing, what you need to be doing this week to get ready for your reselling e-commerce business. Okay, so when and what exactly is Black Friday? Everybody knows that Black Friday is the biggest shopping day of the year, and that used to be the Friday after Thanksgiving, but every year it gets to be a little earlier and earlier. Now it's Thanksgiving Day, and even some places are having sales as early as the whole week. And then Monday after Thanksgiving is the biggest cyber shopping, online shopping day of the whole year. So of course, this is really important to us because we're resellers and this is what we do. So what are some steps that we can be prepared for this Black Friday madness where all the stores are trying to lure people onto their site with a few really good deals in hopes that when they are there, they will purchase lots of other products, which of course they do. So why is this important to us? Well, it's important because we are selling our product. Fourth quarter is the best time of year for most of us, and this week is probably the biggest week for most of us. It's important that we kind of position ourselves and do everything that we can do to maximize our profits this week, to make sure that we as a business have done everything to kind of situate ourselves so that we can optimize this time frame to the maximum that we can. The first thing that I did for this week is I really wanted to not run out of inventory. So inventory was my first concern. As you know from previous videos, I start stocking my inventory as early as August, getting ready for fourth quarter. So that way I can keep an eye on my inventory levels. I can make sure that I have enough of anything that seems to be selling and trending really well so that I don't run out of it and I can continue to sell it and make a profit off of a good selling item. So inventory and not running out of inventory is our very first concern. Now, a lot of you are probably watching your email to see if you have been approved in toys or not. Okay, and this is what it looks like. This is my email, just saying that you have been approved, and these are the things, that you had to fulfill and that you have, and to remain eligible, you need to continue to meet the shopping guidelines, and this is how you can check your performance. Amazon either approves you, allows you to sell in toys and games for their holiday season, or they don't, just depending on their algorithms and your selling history. You really want to do everything that you can to sell in this category because it is the best selling category of the season, or at least for me, I want to maximize in all areas that I can, certainly in the highest selling area at the highest selling point of the year. But don't fret. If you have not been approved in this category, that's okay. I wasn't approved my first year either. So what are some other things that you can be doing as a seller? You hear me talk all the time about seasonal finds. For example, Halloween has just ended. Well, after Halloween, what do you see? All of the seasonal products are being greatly marked down, upwards of 90% off. So I know you would have to store it for a few months until you can turn around and send it into the Amazon warehouse, but there's a lot of money to be made in seasonal goods. So right now we have a lot of seasons. We have Halloween, then we have Thanksgiving, and then we have Christmas. Christmas being the best one. So I am sure to hit all of the stores after the season and get those 90% off markdowns, and then I turn around and resell them next holiday season for full retail value. And even if it's not toys and games, there are a lot of products that are still profitable. Not everybody is buying toys and games, right? There's adults buying for adults. So anything that is a gift item, anything that could be a stocking item, anything even for dogs, people are buying for their pets even on the holiday season. So there is a mass of products out there. And what if you're a total newbie and you're facing that rule now? You can't start selling any items until January 2017. Well, even then, there's still some things that you can be doing. You could still be scanning You can still be accumulating inventory. You can still be learning the business, and you can even merchant fulfill. So this would just be great practice for you going into FBA. I see a lot of people just waiting and not doing anything, or getting discouraged and turning away from it before they even begin. There is so much that you could be learning by doing right now. Next thing I'm doing is checking out all those ads.
Okay, so we have all of our Black Friday books to see what we can see when we are out shopping.
I'm looking at all my local advertisements to see what I can arbitrage, what would be the best deal. You know, can I find something that's a really hot toy item? Here's the current hot toy item this year. And all you have to do is do a Google search for hot Christmas items or hot toys 2016, and you're going to be able to click on numerous sites that tell you the hot toys of the year. And you may be wondering if this is like a real thing, if it really works, and it does, as I'm going to show you here with probably the hottest toy this year, Hatchimals. Now, the normal retail price for Hatchimals is around $50. You can find it for $48.88, $49.99, but right around $50. Let me show you what's happening on eBay and Amazon right now. Okay, this is an eBay search for Hatchimals, and I just want you to look at the prices. Now, these are auctions that are already up to $120 or $240, $250 to $175. These are the current prices on eBay today when this video was taken. Now let me show you Amazon. Okay, we're going to do a search for Hatchimals, and we're going to go down, and as you can see, $199, $201, $300. This is a $50 retail priced product. So if you were on this ahead of time, when you thought that this might be the newest current item, then you would be sitting pretty right now, because you would be getting, 4, 5, 6 times retail price if you had a few of these sitting in your inventory waiting to be sold for the holiday season. Just to use this hot toy item as an example, let me show you how to go through the whole arbitrage process with it. Clicked on the 2016 most popular new toys for kids this Christmas, and these have been posting probably since August or September. As you can see, the #1 toy is Hatchimals, and you could scroll down and look at all the really hot toys that we're going to be selling like hotcakes over this Christmas season. And then you just look for those items. This is blackfriday.fm, and I don't know if you've used this site or not, but it basically just gives you the Black Friday ads for 2016, so you can see if you can get any of these deals. If we're just talking about Black Friday week, of course, normal arbitraging, you would be looking for this products at the online arbitrage or retail arbitrage sites, starting way before now, like again, September. And you can look at all the ads and figure out the best ones, the best deals. If you want to hit something early, if your time is limited, which place should you get and what will your list be? I talked to Walmart yesterday, and I asked them about Hatchimals. My local Walmart has 28 Hatchimals that they have been saving for Thanksgiving morning. So you have to get there very early, probably 4 hours ahead of time before they go on sale, to be one of the first 28 to try to get a Hatchimal, and then you're limited to 1 per customer. So I have elected not to do that for any more Hatchimals, but that's just the type of situation that you could find this week if you wanted to. Once I determined the hot toys, and then I go to retail stores or online stores, or my Black Friday deals, then I want to go to the FBA calculator and determine what my net profit is going to be on that product. So say it really was a Hatchimal that I was going to be listing. Right now, of course, I could list it for $200 if I had one. And then to ship to Amazon, say that would cost me $1 because they are, you know, a little bigger. And then I can calculate. And it's going to tell me my net profit. I would make $164.44 per Hatchimal, and that would be my net margin. And this is just the tool that everybody should be using. It's free, and it will help you arbitrage and determine the best product and what you're aiming for as you're making your buying list so that you can resell it on your e-commerce platforms. I'm also looking at ads on the internet. Cyber Monday has kind of its own offset of ads, its own kind of special. So you want to pay attention to Cyber Monday, the Monday after Thanksgiving, as well as the specific Black Friday sales online. And another thing, just as a business person, it's not necessarily just selling items, but this is a great time to buy items. Not only do we buy items for our family for Christmas because of the sales, but this would be a good time to buy items to arbitrage. So it's like you're doing both. You're trying to buy really good deals and you're trying to sell like crazy. So this is for sure our busiest time of the year. Another thing, as if we weren't busy enough, that I like to try to do is if there's any kind of course that I want to take, any kind of continuing education that I personally have been checking out, a lot of times they will offer specials at this time of year. Save a couple hundred on a course that I've really been wanting to take. So people run specials, businesses run specials, not just for product, but also for services, for courses, for something like that. Well, guys, I hope this was a little bit useful to you, that you can utilize this somehow in your business. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do that because we have a lot of changes coming in 2017 and I don't want you to miss any of them. I hope you have a great week with your family. Build lots of memories. I'm really grateful for you guys in this Thanksgiving week for being here with me on my e-commerce journey and on this YouTube channel. Thanks, and I'll see you next video. Bye.
Okay, so we have all our Black Friday.
Friday.
Okay, I'll start that over.
Music. We're going to be talking about fourth quarter.